Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Lands Forever. This is a game from the King of Aeon tourney, held on Saturday, 3rd of February. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be around for the tournament. So I'm just catching up on the replays. You can check on the forums to see who won the tournament. I might cast some more games from this one. You don't often see Aeon, so you also don't often see, or even less often see, Aeon versus Aeon. Can be less interesting than an Aeon versus other races. The map is Cobalt Valley 10x10, but as you can see, most of this area is, or well, almost half the area is unplayable. So it plays similarly to a 5x5, but a bit more breathing room. 2 labs for Zlo. After the first engineer, he makes a PGen before going to the hydrocarbon with his ACU, where he's gonna build his factories like Bullydozer, who I haven't introduced yet. Don't know this player too well. He's been around a little while. Maybe 1700 on ladder, something like that. Zlo, of course, we all know who Zlo is. One of the best 5 players. A lab and a scout from Bullydozer going to the left. Zlo's going to split his up, try to get the engineer that's expanding this way. And it looks like these labs are going to miss each other, and this guy who's grabbing some mass and some mechs is going to go down. This lab might not be as successful. We have a tank out. So we have 1, 2, 3 engineers, a lab, a scout, another scout and a tank. So only 3 engineers. You can see Zlo has a lot more engineers in the base and is not making tanks yet. And also this lab is coming back to the base to try and defend, but it's even too late. And yeah, that's unfortunate. So this lab can move on and try and raid, but it sort of misses opportunity because it had to come back and didn't even successfully defend. Over here, this Aurora cut out the lab. Now Zlo's tanks emerge, but he already has 6 engineers, 7 now. So slight advantage. He will, well, he's missed some reclaim at the back here, which he should grab. See, there's a big rock here as well. And Bullydozer's gone for air. Zlo gone 3rd air. Well, Bullydozer goes 2nd air. He's now building 2 factories at once, which is not good. You should really concentrate your build power, especially at the start of the game, is when it's most crucial. First interceptor and a scout come overhead. He should try and position his air unit, hover it over the factory, and as this thing builds, you can see which direction it's pointing. And if you place your inti behind here, you can instantly get right behind the inti that builds and kill it for free. Some micro from Zlo defends this NG over here that's expanding. Zlo loses his interceptor, does minimal damage to one of Bullydozer's, and AA is forced out now for Zlo. The bomber is super late though. We already have 3 interceptors, and that bomber should have come a lot sooner because he's going 2nd air. If you're going 2nd air, you really, on a map like this, which is quite small, you don't want to bet on your opponent also going 2nd air. You want to bet on them not having air as fast as you. And so even though if you make the first inti, that's okay if it ensures you kill the air, but after the first interceptor I would make a bomber, or even just as the first air unit. So although, yeah, this lab really slowed down the expansion here. He's quite late sending a second engineer here, so the mechs are late, and this is still not queued up by any engineer. That's quite bad. So it's faster on his expansion. He's getting raided, but trying to save the engineer. One Aurora doesn't have much damage output, so it's actually difficult to even kill the mechs, which is why the main point is to get the engineer before he builds them, like this lab did. Bomber hasn't actually got any kills yet, and now Slow is in behind Bullydozer's inties. Just strange airplay going on, the interceptors just flying everywhere. And Bullydozer's actually going to lose air now. And there's not even assist on Slow's factory, so maybe there's some... This is where mass stalls can come into it. Though he's not stalling right now. Can afford maybe another factory. So units being sent back and forth. We have a PD, very defensive position here. We'll protect this max, but can move past. Let's see what the radar covers. It's not bad. And Bullydozer can get some kills on Aurora here. Has to be careful he doesn't lose too much HP. Any opportunity to shoot Aurora you have to take. So die in only 2 ACU shots, and that's very useful to get any Aurora kills you can with your ACU. Bullydozer has lost a lot of HP in comparison to Slow now, and that advantage is going to be around for a long time. Bullydozer sends his Aeon. Unfortunately, did so at the wrong time, and he's going to lose air again. Be at a disadvantage. PD in this position is definitely good, better than this PD over here. As you can see, there's actually an Aurora sidling past. This one quite effective. Successfully covers this whole choke with one PD. Probably the best place to put a PD on this map. Overall, Slow has a PD here as well. A 2k difference in health, and I think Slow now has a unit lead. We have 43, we have quite a lot of mass in the bank. This is a nice mass bar to have in terms of options, but if you're just wasting that power, I mean, he could go for an upgrade with this sort of resource bar. I would also have made an energy storage earlier to allow for overcharges and also to store energy so that when you go for the upgrade you have double your storage that you start with, which makes allows you to rush the upgrade. The gun upgrade would be the obvious choice on a map like this. T2 a lot less useful because you don't have much mass to spend. And the Aeon range gun is so effective, especially against Aurora, allowing you to outrange them significantly. So Slow just kind of chilling. He needs to add some more power and keep adding factories. He has about 800 mass in the bank, and he just needs to hold firm basically in all these spots. He can sense he's sort of ahead. He did some damage. He's holding his map control as an advanced position, so like even here he has these two and he's taking out this one, just doing a bit of reclaiming. See the mix of units. We have almost entirely Aurora, only 3 Land Scouts because he has nice radars. Needs one on the right, but he actually has one of his 3 Land Scouts over there, so you can see extremely efficient. The less support units you have, the stronger your army is in terms of T1 land. If you, especially say if you're Seraphim, you want to have as few Selines as you need because they are more expensive than regular land scouts, and they're not effective at all in combat. So Zlo just focusing on getting as many Aurora as possible. Where is the reclaim on this map? Well, there's not a whole lot dropped. There hasn't been many fights happening. Bullydozer can lose quite a bit of HP if he stays in range here, but Zlo is just kiting. That's a large air force to have on a map like this. So I imagine Bullydozer does not have as many. He's quite close, in fact, but not there yet. We haven't seen any teching whatsoever, which is often the way with Aeon. They don't really have a good option at T2 versus the Aurora because the Blaze is fast but has quite short range and isn't very efficient in terms of DPS per mass and HP per mass. Still preferable to Aurora generally, but not worth making the jump for. And then Obsidian's huge amount of HP, but very slow and very low range, so not an ideal weapon against the Aurora either. Generally, you will see the gun upgrade, and that's what Zlo's going for now, starting with the range gun. Generally, people start with the range gun as opposed to the short range, faster rate of fire gun, or just the rate of fire upgrade rather. This bomber, very effective, 5 kills. Now Zlo goes for the speed upgrade. So the range gun is generally just seen as better. Allows you to kite enemy ACUs, kite Aurora, although you do the same 100 DPS. Range is just better than 200 DPS basically. If you can do 100 DPS while taking no damage, that's preferable, and you know, you might get cancelled. You might be forced to only upgrade once and then you get attacked, so range is the way to go for your first upgrade. Slo's been rated here. We had a Arty and then a follow-up of Aurora on the right. This is a 12 kills on this bomber. There's no anti-air here, and now Zlo has his gun upgrade and he's making gains on the bottom. This army, this is a mass donation. There's almost never any value in sending an army like that in so deep into enemy territory. Even if he didn't get destroyed by a bomber, he would have lost it to Zlo's forces pinching him from both sides. And this has been a game where there haven't been huge fights, so both armies are basically intact. We've had quite a fair bit of fighting on the right, but now Bullydozer actually coming in to try to do some damage, but he's eating a lot of shots from this on-walled PD. He's lost a lot of units now, and Zlo retreats, still on basically full HP. He's on 12k, has his first vet level, and Bullydozer down on 2500, and so Zlo is just now taking a big advantage. He took some damage here, but it's nothing in comparison to the amount of reclaim he's been left. He just needs to get a few engineers over there. Some damage from bombers by either side, but nothing hugely significant. Still no tech upgrades, no mexes. Oh, actually, we do have a T2 mex. And Zlo is just finishing his second T2 mex. The bombers from both sides just flying in. I mean, there's no anti-air in either army, it seems. We have 100 Aurora, minimum amount of fervors to deal with PD, and now another air fight, which is surely one for Zlo. So one thing that happens just constantly in airfights is you give a move order, go to do something else, and then your inties, if you just give a move order, they're not going to react for a long time after they reach the destination of the move order. So they'll move and then they'll just sort of hover in place and they won't shoot while that's happening, while they're hovering there. And this is a leading cause of losing airfights, so never give a single move order and then look away from your airfight. To be either constantly microing or give a an order that isn't a move order. So maybe when you're looking away, you give an attack move or a patrol, but never just a move order. That will lose you airfights constantly. Slow retreating from a battle, he doesn't need to. Bullydozer is just trying to farm vet, get some HP back. He's still very low. And these bombers, 8 kills on this guy now. Units in at the back killing his P-gens. And Slow has just sort of choked him out. Pretty good from Bullydozer. He seems to be not too bad a player, but when you're up against Slow, it's pretty difficult to beat him. He actually is on 3 T2 Mexes there. Slow kind of beat Bullydozer, had a counter there. So the further it goes on, well, the more difficult it gets. Slow with that gun upgrade early just sort of took control of the map, and Bullydozer is far behind from that point. It's pretty even otherwise, but Slow realized he had the time and the resources to make the gun, and from then on he had a massive advantage in terms of ACU and also a lot of HP in comparison, and both of them are really doing the same thing. So all Slow had to do is maintain all of his advantages, you know, keep air so he doesn't get destroyed by bombers, which he did. And yeah, just hold his side of the map, do a bit of probing, and eventually he got this army in behind, which it happens, can happen. Yeah, there's not much radar, and he's also probably stalling, so units getting behind when you're not looking, and these things happen. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.